Ja, hvala za tale dialog. Zdaj nas čaka še tretji, zadnji, ki bo že tale je malo nakazal za Martinom, kaj pomeni, kakšne izzive jih pravzaprav prinaša, če si bolj, kako bi rekel, usmerjen v socialno ekonomijo ali pa v bistvu drugačno ekonomijo, kaj to pomeni obstati na trgu, kaj to pomeni tudi poslovno biti uspešen. In zadnji dialog bo pravzaprav trialog, dialog bo v tem govoril, kako vključiti produkte in storitve socialne ekonomije v svoje poslovanje. Bomo imeli zelo zanimive sogovornike, moderiral bo pa Darko Ferčej iz E-zavoda in ta zadnji panel je tudi del enega projekta, ko sem že tu, Interreg, ne? Interreg projekta, ampak se bo več Darko povedal, bo pa tudi hibriden, tako da bomo imeli eno udeleženko po online, upam, da bo to uspel. Zdaj pa, Darko, prosim, izvoli, pa če lahko povabiš še, ali bom pa kar jaz povabil Žigo pa Majo, da se v živo priključita. Marketa se nam bo pa pridružila online. Zdaj bomo pa videli, kako bo to funkcioniralo. Upam, da bo.
Okay. Yeah. Marketa, can you hear us?
Yes. Hello,
Yes.
everyone. I was
Okay.
just waiting for, as I can understand some keywords in Slovenian, I can guess. I was just waiting for my name to be called.
Okay, don't worry. We are switching to English, so don't worry. Yeah.
Good.
Once again, I would like to introduce our three panelists. First one is Marketa Winkelhoferova. She's online. She's coming from Czech Republic, from Central Bohemia region. And she is co-founder of Fair and Bio-Roastery Cooperative Social Enterprise. She's also very active in the thematic network for social economy in Czech Republic. And she's promoter of balanced social, environmental, and economic sustainability in entrepreneurship. The second one here on my right is Maja Rijavec. She's coming from Smet to Met. She's co-founder of the association Smet to Met. This is social enterprise. And by education, she is communication specialist. She's interested in everything which is circular, sustainable, and which has to do with waste and design. And the third one, on my far right, she is Živa Lupatic. She is co-founder of Cooperative Buna and director of Fair Trade Institute Trimuhe. This is the fair trade shop, the only one in Slovenia. And she's active in promotion of fair trade practices, responsible consumerism, cooperative movement, and social economy. Myself, I'm coming from E-Institute. My name is Darko Ferčej. As mentioned, I'm head of EU fund, EU project office. We, E-zavod, we are a non-profit institute. We are placed in Ptuj, Slovenia, and we are focusing very much in the sustainable development. And we are actually project-driven institutions, so this means that we have to get the projects to actually to survive or to fund our work. In the past 7 years, we have implemented about 40 big international projects, which actually puts us to the third place in Slovenia behind University of Ljubljana and what's Kran here. So this roundtable is organized within the project called CSR Responsible. This is Interreg Central Europe project, funded from Interreg Central Cooperation Program. We as E-zavod, we are coordinator or lead partner. Here are 11 partners from 9 different countries of Central Europe. And when we were starting to think about the project, we started with the hypothesis that there exists certain percentage of the genuinely altruistic entrepreneurs. And actually we call them entrepreneurs. So these are the ones who does not put profit in front of ethics, and the ones who does not give to society with the thought of what they could get back. So in the projects, we are trying to mobilize entrepreneurs and connect them with social entrepreneurs to build sustainable and cooperation linkages. And actually, the idea is that entrepreneurs could help with different means, not only financial. It could also be like different materials that they don't need, or maybe ICT devices or computers, or free advising, or voluntary work, or some kind of different business cooperation, like business-to-business cooperation. To do this internationally, we have developed a platform which is called Net for Social Impact. You can also Google it. And there we have 7 tools in which we are testing across the 9 Central European countries. And one part of this project is also capacity building. So this roundtable is organized within this capacity building part of the project. So we will actually start with a short 5 minutes presentation of each of our panelists. And then we will go to the questions, actually with challenges. So maybe we could start with Marketa to see if ICT is working. She will present the experience of cooperation between social enterprises and other companies in the Czech Republic in pre-COVID and COVID times, with the vision of post-COVID times.
Hello, everyone. I have a short presentation to share, and I hope I can share it easily now. Let me try some visuals. Maybe I would need some help because I can only share my desktop and I would rather share my PDF. And I cannot do it. Shall I share my desktop then? Because in my what is it called? I cannot share my PDF in the Zoom as it's adjusted at the moment.
Then maybe just share your desktop.
Okay.
Or entire screen, as it said.
Exactly. Can you see my presentation?
Yes.
Now?
Yes, we can.
Good, good. And is it moving?
Yes.
Yes.
Good. Okay, so as I was presented by Darko, the host of the event, I'm a co-founder of Fair and Beer Roastery, which function as a social enterprise. Basically, the roaster itself is based in the Central Bohemian region. I am based in Prague, which is Central Bohemian region surrounds Prague. I'm also the president of the board of thematic networks for social economy, and I'm a promoter of many things like fair trade, community supported agriculture, etc. Many things have already been said, so I will shift to some visual greeting from our roastery. Živa Lopatic has already been there, so she may remember. Not these guys; these are new guys since 2018. We roast some 5 to 6 tons of fair trade organic coffee every year, and we employ 13 people, out of which 9 are with physical or mental handicaps. We also say that we promote, as myself, social, economic, and environmental sustainability. We got inspired by fair trade producers from the countries of the global south. You can see them in the photos, but also other actors of social economy. There is a lady in the panel who deals with the waste. So I would like to remind, obviously, of my cooperation with Indian Waste Pickers Union. I had there were some pieces a couple of years ago in English I can share later. I did an interview with the lady, and Živa has met her in Prague, a very interesting project from the Global South. I would also like to point out that we base our way of doing things on the long history of cooperatives. which is in the Czech Republic, more than 170 years old. Cooperativism was started by the Rochdale pioneers. You can see them in the picture. It's Czech National Theatre, or the beautiful cable car, which you may already know from your visits from Prague or to Prague, were also built as cooperatives or established. I'm also cooperating with Cooperative College, not in person at the moment. COVID times stopped the live cooperation, which is in Manchester. It's more than 100 years old, and I usually go there to present what we are doing in the Czech Republic, and they have many interesting cooperative projects there. What the cooperation looks like or looked like in the pre-COVID and COVID times, like the motto, our social enterprise was established with that there is no thriving without cooperation. That's why we established it as a cooperative. And we also are active in many membership platforms where we meet the companies and the stakeholders, because it's not only companies we cooperate with. Without these membership platforms, we wouldn't be able to do that on our own. We are too small. We have like 13, employees and 25 cooperative members. We are a micro company, so we do need to be members of different unions or platforms, like the Czech Cooperative Union of Manufacturing Cooperatives, Association for Social Responsibility, Decent Company, Fair Czech and Slovak and Republic, etc. Before COVID, there would be many offline events where we would meet other stakeholders, like other social enterprises, NGOs, but also companies that would become our potential business partners. I have to mention that this cooperation has diminished during the COVID times, because not everything worked online. There were things happening online, but in a very minimalistic way. So basically, at the moment, we are experiencing a first week of event, like very, what is it called in English? Very careful, small events in the Czech Republic. And I'm very dissatisfied I cannot be here in Ljubljana or wherever you are near Ljubljana in Slovenia in person, because this online performance is starting to be very weird. Anyway, we hope that these offline live events, very contributive, very valuable, will continue in whatever frame. And obviously, I have to mention international cooperation in the EU platforms, like in European platform for social enterprises, or reuse, European platform for reuse centers and actors of social economy in the waste and reuse, with the waste and reuse way of doing things based on circular economy. Challenges, Darko, shall I deal with them now or later on?
No, we will go to challenges later. So if this is all, we could move on.
My vision of a post-cooperation, the post-COVID time, is like expressed by these claims that we aim for fair and respectful cooperation, and both online and offline, contributing to the ecosystem of social economy, or like a sustainable way of doing things in the EU. And the garden, I will tell you later on when I talk about the challenges. And that's it for me.
Okay, thank you very much. Now I would like to invite Maya to present cooperation with private companies. So the ones with whom you can cooperate and the ones who you cannot cooperate. Please, in 5 minutes.
Okay, so I'm Maya and I'm part of Smetomate. We like to say we are an amphibian organization, which means we are both an association, an NGO, and a social enterprise. We started as an NGO But later on, we decided, okay, we cannot just talk about how things should be, rather we should change the things or try being an example. So we try to kind of walk the walk. So we deal with waste. And as an NGO, what we do is we host lots of workshops. We do exhibitions, other things, lectures that have to do with sustainability and waste in particular. Waste is something we love to talk about. We have a problem here as a society, and we think we can help here. Then as a social enterprise, what we do, we also deal with waste. Whereas we, like, on one hand, we transform waste into products, into beautiful products. And on the other hand, we also offer lectures, workshops and stuff to companies. Here specifically today, I would like to talk about how we worked with private companies, and where, like, recently we, like in the past few years, we decided to kind of go more into this direction, where we would like start a service where we take companies' waste and upcycle it into usually business gifts, other products that companies would use or would sell on. We like to think of our products and our like doing business with companies as like a messenger and like a starting point that would like spread and change the companies. And I'm to talk here today about like how we cooperate with companies and what we do. And I thought about this a little bit, and I would say like broadly, we work with there's three kinds of cooperation with companies. We do, firstly, is we would take companies' waste. So there's like the companies, usually they do some kind of industry, or it's they cater marketing industry sometimes, and they would have a lot of cut-offs. They would have their old materials, tarp, flags, fabric, paper, cut-offs, whatever, and we would take it. It's like, it took some time to establish a relationship, which I think is always the crucial thing to do. So this is the first part, and we're quite happy to work with a number of companies. Then the second part of private companies we work with is basically the ones that we outsource our production to, which is basically companies that do our bags, sewing, and smaller production units. So it's this. And then the third, I think, most important part is the companies that we do business with. So the companies that we would kind of like sell the products to, the companies with whom we do workshops, we present ourselves. So what I would say is like crucial in us working with them is that it's usually companies or people behind it that really do understand what we're doing. They do understand why we do it, what is the incentive behind, and they do have to understand usually in advance that like we won't be the cheapest, which is, I think it's crucial. They know what we stand behind, they know what we bring to the, let's say, to the corporation, and I think this is one of the crucial parts. Then I really have to stress the companies we don't work with. There is constantly, like, really we are being asked like for cooperation with companies that we feel like we either cannot cooperate with because our understanding of what is sustainable and what like the direction we should all go into is not in sync, or sometimes it would really damage our reputation, or we just feel like it would basically be greenwash. It is a growing trend and a problem. We have more and more of such, let's say, we get more and more such offers. But then I feel like what I always see is like, just as some companies have taught us a lot, it goes the other way as well. You know, us working on the long run and seeing that people have started to change in how they do certain aspects of things, of business, just for the fact that you work with them and that you spend some amount of time together. This for me is really satisfying. Seeing that then like they are bringing some of the knowledge, some of the part that we talk to together in either lectures or as part of our, I don't know, doing products for them, that this they already started implementing in their like first core business. I really feel like this is the actual change that's happening.
Okay, thank you very much. You have mentioned the price of the product. We will come to this later as one of the challenges. And for the last short presentation, I would like to ask Živa. She would present us the collaboration of her Zadruga with the conventional businesses, focused on the acceptance of different forms of collaboration due to the quality of the product.
Hello from my part as well. Okay, our cooperative is based on one product, which can be very diverse, but also you all know it and you all consume it. It is coffee. So I assume you all drink coffee. And I also can assume that most of you know very, very little about coffee. And that was why our cooperative was firstly established. The three people that started the cooperative, because in Slovenia the law says that it has to be 3 people who are starting a cooperative. We were first just 3 people doing some lectures together. And we were talking about coffee. We were talking about how coffee is produced as a material, and then how it can be, then how it has to be roasted and prepared in a coffee shop or at home and stuff like this. And we were actually basing all that we were doing on the fair trade principles, because we wanted to explain how fair trade system works on a basis of coffee. But after 2 years of lecturing and talking about it, we said, okay, let's just build a business model where we can sell this coffee in accordance with fair trade principles all the way, from the production to the last one that is the one that consumes the cup of coffee. Because the coffee that you drink, actually, you are the one who's paying for everything that's happening before you consume this cup of coffee, which means you're paying for all the plane tickets, all the hotels, all the business meetings, stock markets, transport, everything you can imagine, from the coffee production to the drink you are drinking, because you are there at the, we like to say, at the death of the coffee. So you are actually responsible for everything that happened before. So yeah, we decided to build a cooperative because even within the fair trade system, most of the people join together in a way of cooperatives, because the cooperatives gives you a democratic way, usually a democratic way of being part of decision making within a company, but also imposes some of other things: responsibility for the environment, transparency, and all the other stuff, because also cooperatives have these 8 principles that they have to work on when they are after they are established. So a cooperative, a different business model. What does that mean? If you look at us from outside, we seem very normal. We have a coffee shop, we have a roastery. Actually, when you come to the coffee shop, you order coffee like in every other coffee shop. You get your coffee served. So nothing is very much different, except that the product within the coffee, within the cup, is very, very different. And it's different in more ways than one. The first thing is we are very much about the quality of the product. So the coffee in the cup has to be of the highest quality that we think we can give you at that moment. So we are just working with, I won't go into details because then I will talk for 3 hours. So yeah, the quality of the coffee within the cup has to be of really, really high quality, which means we don't invest in the coffee, in the cups, in the chairs, in the tables, in the surroundings. For us, it's important that if you are there to pay for the coffee, we want the product to be what you pay for, not everything else. And this is where we differ actually from other business models, because a lot of business models within the gastronomy, within the hospitality business, they do everything except the quality of the product that they serve you. And this is also where we differ when we collaborate with others, because if those who want to work with us, other restaurants usually, other bars and stuff, they need to accept that the quality of the product has to stay at a really, really high level, which means that they have to be educated in the preparation of the coffee and where the coffee comes from, and at the same time they have to invest in the infrastructures for preparing coffee, because what we don't do is give them the infrastructure. Because usually in the coffee business, it's like this: the one who sells you the coffee sells you everything else, and the coffee just comes last, or it's the thing that that just comes with it. So it's usually like when you go and buy a mobile phone. it's not the price of the phone that you're paying, it's actually the subscription you're paying. And with coffee, in the coffee business, it's the same. You're paying the subscription because you have to order a lot of coffee to actually, in the long run, pay for all the infrastructure, which you got for free. But we want you to buy the infrastructure so that you're independent, which means that you can also decide not to have our coffee afterwards. You can choose any coffee you want. But we want to we want people to accept the responsibility for the thing that actually, we can say, makes the money, but at the end they can also decide for the higher quality of the product. So just maybe open for the opening, and we can I can tell more in
Thank you
later.
very much for warming up. I have prepared some challenges based also on your views. And what it was interesting for me is actually that two of the challenges are common for all three of you. So the first challenge is about the price. So how the price of the social entrepreneurship should be understood by the ordinary or by your customers, and actually what to do to, you know, to go over this price problem. Do you have any idea?
I can start. Marketa wants to say something.
Yeah, of course I want to say something, but you go on, Jiva. I will follow you.
Okay, good. Maybe I will start, because for us the price is not the main challenge, in the sense of people not choosing our product because of the price. Our prices are not the lowest, but are not the highest either. Especially if you compare the quality and the prices are definitely not the highest. But the thing is also that, but where we come to clashes is when people want to use the price, or the businesses want to use the price for negotiations. We don't want that, because we want our those who collaborate with us that have the same conditions for everybody. So our price is actually fixed, and that people have to accept it. We are never negotiating on the price, or we don't want to negotiate on the price. And this is the thing that they need to understand and accept. And usually they don't have a very, very big problem with that, especially when we start talking about transparency. That transparency is the key for all our collaborations. And if here we don't come together, then we just simply can't work with them. Like Maya said before, there are just some people you can't work with, and the price is probably one of the first conditions when we say, okay, if we can't come together here, then it's no use talking further.
So Jiba, you have three takeaways. One is that price should be competent. The second one is that there is no negotiation. And the third one is the transparency, which are the key.
Absolutely.
Okay, thank you very much. Marketa?
Thank you, Jiva, for your thoughts, because price has always been a very important issue for our social enterprise for the whole time of 8 years of our operation in the Czech Republic. Basically, the myth of social enterprises in the Czech Republic is that they would provide low price because of their benefits. Some of them, like us, employing the handicapped, we get some benefits from the labor office, and this financial benefit is misunderstood as a competition tool so that our product is cheap and competitive in the market. We try to work with this myth, and we actively communicate and educate people that this benefit is to compensate the actual work handicaps of the people. It's not a tool for a low price in the Czech market. Unfortunately, many social enterprises operate like that, and we are trying to bring a new vision in our country that social enterprises bring a quality product, you know, we have coffee, and Jiva has already said a lot about the quality coffee. So I just sign everything what she says, because we have ongoing debates for years regarding that. And we also say, please don't push our price low. We have a quality fair trade organic product processed in the Czech Republic in a social enterprise, and please respect our price. And not always we find a respectful partner from the business sector. And yeah, anything else I should tackle at the moment? Darko?
Yeah, no, thank you very much. So the takeaway would there be that in Czech Republic, you have a bit of problem with the lowering prices due to the state subsidies, and that you have a vision of building the price upon the quality, if I understood right.
Yeah, and basically, like, Czech social enterprises have been seen as like charity projects, you know, like non-profit charity, whatever places where the handicapped make their candles and pottery, you know, for years. And it's a very low charity product, like you have to buy because you want to support a good thing. Our social enterprise brings a new idea. We are really based on social, economic, and environmental sustainability. It's within our DNA, but also we are like a respect for business partner.
Okay,
and we want to be seen like that. Yeah.
Thank you very much, Marketa. Maya, do you have any comments on this?
Pricing, like, I think hopefully it's less and less of a problem for us, because what used to happen, I think back in time for us, was that like sometimes we would really try to kind of like negotiate the price with the companies we worked with. What's happening more and more with us is that like now some companies are really eager to work with us. So then like the pricing is not the determining factor. I really like that. And the other thing is now when we start discussing a collaboration, I would always start with, okay, so you are aware we are not like the cheapest. You do know what this means, you know, like I would communicate the price way in like just at the start, the fact that like we do understand each other correctly. What you get with us is a collaboration with a social enterprise and then an environmental NGO with the status in Slovenia. So I'm always kind of very clear with that. And once we are kind of, everybody's okay with that, we bring it at the table, everybody's okay, then we start working together. And I think like being upfront really pays off. And the other thing is like really not positioning yourself. Like I think in the end, it would be just like the attitude you have. We used to be really kind of like very modest about us. And the fact that we're an association, društvo, it means like, oh, this is charity. This is some like nice looking people. And my colleague, she's on a wheelchair. So it's very much like, oh yeah, so it's handicapped people are gonna like, you know, do something nice. And we kind of like try to tackle this way at the start, kind of like, this is not, you know, if you feel like this is this direction, it's not. So like being open.
Okay, so you said that values first. So the one who respect values, they could cooperate with you and try to build the confidence and being very bold when you're doing business with the businesses. Okay, thank you very much. Well, we can go to the second challenge, which is also which was also identified from all of three of you. And this is actually, are the social enterprises treated equally when it comes to business relations? So are they understood by the classical businesses?
Can I just start it? No, definitely no. I think the majority of people don't know what a social enterprise is. I get asked this a lot again and again, what is it? And I think there's the one of the first associations, even with like managers, it's some kind of charity. Because social, socialno, it means like, oh yeah, it's charity. Plus, as I discussed, my colleague on wheelchairs, it's like, yeah, okay, we know what this is like. So this is a huge problem. Absolutely not understood what it is. And then like, I think, yeah, it's a hard one. It's like, and then the fact that it's the women usually who come to business meetings, like there's so many things there that we have a challenge with, but we're kind of like, we're quite tough. So yes, it's a challenge. We really kind of like again, work on the attitude and like raise the we need to be treated equally or we don't work together.
Do you have any idea how to overcome this challenge?
No, I'm not that smart. If someone knows, I would love to know. Sometimes it's just, you just need to have a right partner on the other side. I think that's the thing. And a little bit of luck.
Jiva, maybe you have some idea how to tackle this challenge?
Yeah, like Maya said, it's really difficult. Just the thing is that in our cooperative, this is not actually a very big challenge because, yeah, like I said before, it's about the product, and we are mostly talking about the product and not about how we are organized or how we do things. And usually it can actually be more of a benefit to us, for us, because we are actually explaining that the coffee is made in another way than conventional coffee, and this is actually accepted really well with those who want to work with us. But with those who don't want to work with us at the end, I mean, who just come for the, okay, we want to name the price of your coffee, and because we are gathering offers, we just say sorry, but we don't want to give you an offer, because if you don't want to get into our story and understand what we are doing, we're not even taking the time of preparing something price-wise, because it's no use. But the thing is, why we can actually overcome this is because we are still small, and we still, and for some time in the future, we want to stay small just to be able to tackle these kind of problems. Because if we would get bigger, like Marketa's cooperative, it's more difficult to say no to this kind of opportunities. But for us, yeah, we just, at this moment, we just say sorry, but we are not, yeah.
So you lose independence if you would grow too big, because you have certain responsibilities also towards the
yeah, when you're
employees.
getting bigger, you just when you're getting bigger, you need to provide for more salaries. And if you want to remain to stay that the salaries still remain at a really high level or at the appropriate level for a distant living wage, then yeah, you need to do more business. And when you need to do more business, you need to accept some opportunities that you otherwise wouldn't. And what actually happened during the COVID, we saw that, yeah, even if we had ideas of getting bigger before the COVID, now it showed, the COVID situation actually showed us, okay, for now, it's better to just stay smaller. And in the future, maybe things will change. But for now, this is the way to go. But yeah, on the other hand, we are a cooperative, which means that a cooperative, if people join the cooperative, they can still do some other businesses, because also Zadruga Buna, let's be honest, it's not just about the coffee, what I've been telling about. It's a lot more than that, and we are doing other things as well, which also bring us some of the income. But yeah, today I really wanted to focus just on the number one product
Thank you very much. Yeah. Marketa?
Yes, social as the way of doing good. In Czech we say dělání dobra. Maybe you understand that. And we, what works for us in the past 8 years or has worked is like patient education and ongoing explanation of the things. I'm a teacher by training, so I'm a language teacher, so I know how long it takes for people to learn something well, or to, you know, like to absorb it, or to like, you know, not superficially. So what I've seen in the past 8 years, there is a shift. There has been a shift in this field. There has been a significant shift. For example, even Czech social enterprises were seen as a social only, and the environmental aspect wasn't there, wasn't present, was regarded as something like a bonus. And now it is seen as a DNA as well of a social enterprise. Like, social enterprise cannot be doing like non-environmental things, and it's not something as a bonus. It's something like very, very much present there. And that's what there were a couple of challenges, like ladies said, that it's associated with women and cheap labor, and it is changing slowly. So I can see, and I have a proof, because after 7 or 8 years of talking to a journalist from a mainstream media, she works for Harper's Bazaar at the moment, the fashion magazine. And this year she published an interview with me. After so many years of working with her, she never published anything until this year, because after a year of COVID, she has realized how important work we do. And it's not charity, and it's not like a non-profit, crazy, sunny way of doing things. And the magazine has published the interview this time, these weeks, and I can see a shift in the mainstream mindset. And it's a great potential for social enterprises or environmental social enterprises to be strong part of society, you know, like not at the edge. And you Slovenians, aren't you going to have the presidency, EU presidency soon? And we are having it after you. I know it's, I know I can see your body language, because
Don't go in that direction.
I know.
Don't
We have a
even
very,
mention.
whatever, you know, we have a so difficult political situation in our country. We don't even know if we have our prime minister in January, because we have a very, very tough. Today, the parliament is voting for the, you know, the crash of the government, and the Senate is voting against our president. It's the
Okay, thank you.
yeah, so
Okay.
don't worry, you know, don't worry, you guys. We
Yeah.
it's a really, so. But anyway, I was telling my colleagues, like, let's forget who's there, you know. The presidency will be happening, and we have to be there, like social enterprises. We have to be somehow like part of it, you know. And because we are there, we are not on the edge, we are not like out on the outskirts of the society. We are very important part of the society, and this is the way how we can kind of overcome these challenges we've been facing. Sorry about the presidency, but it's I know that it's a painful issue, but also for us. So I think we are equal in that.
Thank you very much. I think since this workshop is actually focusing on the cooperation between social economy and the businesses, I would like to ask you one more question or challenge. And this is actually ordinary businesses. If you have any idea.
Okay, this one is actually the question of all of us, I guess. So we are all thinking the same, thinking about that all the time. But I think that one of the things is actually what Marketa started to talk about, the presidencies and everything. But yeah, one of the things is definitely the legal platforms that the state can provide that actually puts social economy on the map and gives us more opportunities through public procurement or through other kinds of cooperation, which in Slovenia sadly it's not happening, and it will not be happening in the years to come, according to what's going on now. So yeah, we will have to fight still by ourselves for the social economy to be part of the process of the normal business or the commercial businesses. But I guess that it's a huge part also on the social economy as a sector, especially in Slovenia, because I think we need to start making some kind of cooperation between ourselves and start presenting us towards the conventional businesses together, because together we will be much stronger. And although we are talking about it a lot, or we are talking about it, we don't do a lot about it. So yeah, I guess one part of this is also on us. And the third thing is the quality of the product. As I mentioned, I think this is one of the key things. If the product that we are giving out is of really high quality or is unique in a way, it's also better. It's it also has more possibilities to become part of the corporations. Like for example, for us at this moment, one of our, I mean, we have long cooperations and we have new cooperations that can be very, very important for us. For example, right now we have been cooperating with them for 2 years now, but from last year on, since they got the 2 Michelin stars in Slovenia, they will be presenting what they do to the world. I'm talking about Hiša Franko, of course, and they have our coffee in their offer. Only our coffees, and right now they're also building on expanding their offer in the coffee part, which is very important because coffee is not very much respected in the restaurants in Slovenia in general, which will give us probably, because they will be promoting different quality of coffee for the restaurants in Slovenia, outside in Slovenia, and since they are now in the game for the 3rd Michelin star, of course, this kind of also puts some light on us, and we probably will have more opportunities than we had before.
And they will probably also serve
yeah.
on the presidency events, and maybe your coffee will come to the policy development.
But it's, I mean, yeah, maybe also from this we can gather, yeah, maybe also good cooperations that are already ongoing can be a very good promoter of our work or our products.
So you're saying quality, policy influence, and working together.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much.
Okay, I totally agree with Živa. We need quality product or services. This is, I think, firstly, we have to do good work. Secondly, there is like social enterprise in Slovenia happened so that after the law was being introduced, very many of the NGOs decided to go into the social enterprise business, and there is sometimes still very poor business knowledge or none at all, and I think this has to increase as well. It happened to us as well, so then we enrolled in like a series of we got ourselves like a better business education. We still do. We got ourselves business mentors, and I think this like has to increase still. So yeah, increased business knowledge. And then thirdly, I would say we have to work, like maybe not us, but then the ministry or like the government at large on better PR, really, because social enterprise, it's so unknown or has this like all this charity thing associated with it. So yeah, we need to promote it way better. So it would be something that people do know, and they don't ask me each time I want a receipt, what does this SOP stand for, which happens 9 out of 10 times. So I think we have to work on PR.
Okay,
thank you.
Jaz bi sam rekel, da bomo podaljšali za 4 minute, ker nam ženi malo odhajajo.
Okay.
Ne se bo, da bomo imeli do 2, 4 minute podaljšamo do.
Okay, give us 5 minutes. So you said quality of the products, business cooperation, and the promotion. Yes, Marketa, please. You have 3 minutes.
There was something said in Slovenian. Is there something about time or?
Yes, about the time. So just run.
Be quick.
Be quick.
And yeah, so could you repeat the question for me, because you know what, the connection hasn't been so good in the past couple of minutes. So
what would you do
for me to follow everything?
Yeah. What would you do to increase cooperation between classical businesses and social economy?
Okay. I will give you an example of good practice. Association for Corporate Social Responsibility, Czech Republic. After the COVID crisis, namely in the 60% of Czech social enterprises are active in the gastro, horeca sector, and which has been very severely hit by the pandemic. They came up with the idea of an e-shop for their members. The problem is that the members of Czech associations are 300 subjects, and many of those are big companies or corporations who, like SDGs and CSR, is only a PR tool for them, and they don't do their business based on social, environmental, and SDG model. It's rather PR tool for them. So their PR CSR is the, what is it called? The PR people or the marketing people are in charge of CSR, not the managers themselves or the general CEOs, etc. So we've been pointing out at this problem for years, that CSR is a PR tool for big companies. And when the association came up with the idea of having an e-shop with sustainable products, our roastery micro company told them, because they wanted our coffee there, we don't want to be on the same e-shop with Chibo Fair Trade Coffee, because Chibo is a member as well. We don't want any corporations to have their products. It is our platform for their purchases. We don't want to be like competing with big companies, because it's not fair. And they were listening to our points, and they are designing their e-shop now with sustainable local social products only, so that they help our, the respectful business partnership with the big companies, because they have their practices of purchases, and they say, oh, we want a kilo of coffee for, what is it, in euros, it's like 15 euro kilo of coffee, because they are used to do their big purchases like that. And they, not only couple of members from the association of 300 members are actually willing to buy our coffee, but they claim they are socially responsible, they do many nice projects with children and charity, blah blah blah. And we tell them, this is not the real CSR, guys. It's been for years talked about as greenwashing, fair washing, or whatever washing. Let's be open about it. And I can see a shift in their mindsets slowly, but it's happening. So in other words, we cannot establish the fair and respectful environment. That's why I was talking about the garden in my presentation. Garden needs some interventions, here and there you need to do some work. Here and there you need bees to spread the pollen. Here and there you need rain and some new plants. Sometimes you just leave it alone. The ecosystem is a living organism. So we need to tackle it like that. And we need the conventional business partners, to take us seriously. We've been saying that for years, and I'm hopeful that it's going to be changed with the new Green Deal, European Green Deal, and other European initiatives, setting the good examples even for our countries, despite the politicians, whatever they are blocking, it can be done like that. Hopefully, the connection wasn't very good, but hopefully you understood or you heard what I was saying.
Thank you very much, Marketa. We have to finish. And I would just give each of you time for 1 or 2 sentences maximum to finish in some positive way. So what would be your positive message to take away from today's conference? And Marketa, we have 2 sentences maximum.
Me?
Yes.
I think I said quite a bit of positive things, and my positive wish or vision is that we will be able to meet in person, because it's been quite difficult for me to deal with this event, like you all together with one room and I'm online, from wherever. So my positive vision is like this live events will help us understand each other better, and will help us like establish this garden, let's say, or environment that we would listen to each other and try, like contribute to the better future of our planet, because it's been really shattered in the past year, I guess. So that's my vision. I don't know if it will happen in my life, but we will see.
Thank you very much, Marketa. Maya?
It is like change is happening on the better, even though we don't see it. And I think on the long run, we have to look in 10, 15 years, sadly. So, but yes.
Okay, great.
I think what the COVID pandemic taught us was that we can go out of our comfort zones very, very quickly. And hopefully we are prepared to do that in some other fields as well, and not see things as self-evident like coffee, but just to look into the cup sometimes and see what's behind the cup, but not just with the coffee, but everything. And it will be so much easier for all of us to accept that we are actually very different among ourselves. And this is actually the fun part of it all.
Thank you very much. So finally we get some coffee and lunch, yeah?